This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, a car crashes into a supermarket in Southland and its staff react in the only way they know how. An animal-friendly teaching innovation earns Otago Polytechnic a national award. And a major change in the weather is prompting a reminder of the SunSmart message. Good evening, I'm Rebecca Dupree. Grocery shoppers in Invercargill were shaken this morning. A car crashed into a Waikiwi supermarket, smashing part of the storefront. But the motto for staff is to keep calm and carry on.
It was an eventful grocery shop for people at Countdown Waikiwi. Hi, I'm Ruby Spink, standing outside where the damage was caused. And as you can see behind me, there are people already replacing the glass. This is the second crash in a month at this store. At 10:23, a car was parking when the driver mistakenly hit the accelerator rather than the brake. The car flew forward, smashing through the glass of the storefront, knocking over a shelving unit. Police couldn't tell The South Today who the driver was. The store manager says accidents happen and he's just glad no one was injured. He says the crash was very loud and came from nowhere. A staff member who was working at the checkout closest to the crash was taken home because of the shock. But as you can see, the store hasn't shut, they're just continuing with business as usual. I'm Ruby Spink for The South Today.
Police helped to transport an injured woman off Mount Iron in Wanaka at the weekend. Emergency services were called at about 1:45 p.m. after the woman fell and broke her arm. She was rescued using a four-wheel drive and taken to the Wanaka Lakes Health Centre. South Island pets are avoiding a trip to the vet thanks to Otago Polytechnic. Its School of Veterinary Nursing has just taken out a national award. The school is using animal models instead of live animals for teaching purposes.
With new teaching techniques being employed by Otago Polytechnic's veterinary school, soon you may not be able to spot the difference between this dog and a fake one. Students are presenting videos with stand-ins for live animals and are also being taught low-stress handling. The school's ethical approach was recognised by the National Animal Ethics Advisory Committee in Wellington last week. The NAEAC promotes reduction of the number of animals used in research, testing and teaching, and aims to minimise all pain and distress to live animals. Catherine Rice is thrilled the new initiatives have been recognised by the SPCA, which funds the award.
So the idea is that in animals in a veterinary clinic, the student gets to do their assessment by video on a procedure that's being done anyway, rather than bringing in an animal and having a procedure done.
Rice says the humane treatment of animals is the school's top priority.
To make a difference for the animals' experience when they come into veterinary clinic and when they come in here to the school.
The students still get to enjoy their downtime play, and the chilled out atmosphere clearly agrees with the on-campus canines.
We're the only teaching institution or polytech or university in New Zealand to have low stress handling certification. We've got silver status, and that means that all of our teaching staff did a course, a low stress handling course, which is put out by Dr. Sophia Yin, who's one of the world leaders in animal behaviour.
With Christmas just around the corner, it's an important message at a time when pets are often neglected.
Around this time of year, when people often abandon their pets, the Otago Polytechnic School of Veterinary Nursing is doing something to make their lives a little brighter. I'm Roselle Labone for The South Today.
Queenstown Police are investigating allegations of a racist incident in the weekend. A woman from Australia had hot coffee thrown at her when she challenged another woman for making anti-Asian comments. Sergeant Steve Watt of Queenstown Police is asking for anyone who saw the incident outside Ferg Burger at 12:30 Sunday morning to contact the police. Watt says Queenstown Police will be looking at video camera footage. New Zealand has the highest rate of melanoma in the world, with more people suffering potentially fatal skin cancer than anywhere else. The Cancer Society's Otago and Southland division is hoping people adhere to the age-old messages about covering up, especially as Dunedin is predicted to reach temperatures in the mid to high 20s tomorrow.
Cover up or become a statistic. That's the blunt message from the Cancer Society of Otago and Southland, who say if people don't protect their skin, they're at serious risk, due to New Zealand being a world leader in something our country doesn't want to be the best at.
Well, unfortunately, New Zealand currently does have the highest incidence of melanoma in the world, and there's a few reasons for that. A lot of us have relatives that were born in the Northern Hemisphere, which countries at the same latitude in the Northern Hemisphere as New Zealand is in the South have way less UV in their summers. We have 40% peak higher UV levels than they do. So none of us are really born for these kind of conditions. We have fairly pale skin types.
The Cancer Society has teamed up with NIWA and have a smartphone application or app that lets you know what the ultraviolence reading are at any stage during any given day. Penelope Scott says sun protection is necessary even on cooler, cloudy days, as we don't feel the damaging rays as heat.
We do need sun protection even on cooler, cloudy days because ultraviolet radiation can't be seen or felt. What you feel as heat from the sun are actually infrared rays.
The general Sun Smart messages have been the same for more than 20 years. Understandably, Penelope Scott knows them by heart. When you're going to go outside, what should one do?
Slip into clothing, slip on some sunscreen, slap on a hat and wrap on some sunnies.
So have fun in the water, but do what you oughta. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, we've highlights from the Queenstown Marathon and two Otago sports people make it into a national performance hub.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules. Go to www.silverhorn.co.nz to order emu oil today.
We're a 25 Moray Place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focusing on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
My Els and I just love coming to Alex Campbell's. That's my favourite shop. I always get good value here, and good boys really deserve good brands and good quality. Look at these tees. Local beaches on some of them too. This is only for the good boys, the old boys, the young boys. What about some bright shorts for the boys? Excellent.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Southern Television takes pride in providing a wide range of programming. If you have concerns about our programming or feel that standards have been breached, please write to the address on screen within 20 working days of airing. Visit Broadcast Standards Authority website for more information on the complaints process.
Yes, Sonny Chin!
Neck, shoulder, back, sciatica, pain specialists. Innovative tools specifically designed to contour your grooves of depletion and excess muscle buildup.
Sonny Chin, it works. When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274.
Grandad loved his family and surfing, in that order. He taught me to surf, and we spent a lot of time in the water together over the years. When he died, I strapped the camera to the nose of his old board and filmed the paddle out at St. Clair. Gillian's played the video on the big screen at his funeral. Grandad would have loved having everyone come out one last surf for them.
Gillian's Funeral Services, helping families celebrate the lives of their loved ones for generations. Gillians.co.nz.
We need your help to rebuild our animal centre urgently. Please give a little today.
Come one, come all to the Oamaru Victorian Heritage Celebrations, a year to reflect on the intriguing world of medicine in the Victorian era. 16th to the 20th of November, www.vhc.co.nz for more information.
Welcome back. It was third time lucky for former Dunedin policewoman Mel Aiken when she won the Queenstown International Marathon. Aiken, runner-up in the race's first 2 editions, finished more than 2 minutes ahead of Texas-based New Zealander Lisa Hunter-Galvin and 15 minutes quicker than Sasha Ortanovic of Taranaki.
West Coast Area Commander Inspector Mel Aiken crossed the line in first place at the same time as British runner Joe Spraggins collapsed. As you'd expect, Aiken went straight to his aid. Hi, I'm Guy Williams at the Queenstown International Marathon, where a record 9,500 runners took part in the race's 3rd edition.
3, 2,
The full marathon started at Millbrook Resort. 90% of the runners were from outside the district, including about 1,600 from overseas. They enjoyed sunny, cool weather, but had to battle into a stiff westerly along a course that winds through Arrowtown, Lake Hayes and Frankton before finishing at Queenstown's Rec Ground. Irishman Donald Sheehy won the men's race in his first marathon. The 36-year-old, who's been living in Auckland for 4 years, won in 2 hours, 39 minutes and 39 seconds. 6 minutes behind him was multi-sport legend and 5-time coast-to-coast winner Richard Usher. As for Mel Aiken, once she knew her stricken fellow runner was okay, she carried on with her celebrations. I'm Guy Williams for the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, a high-performance harbour tracks 2 Otago sports people, and with highlights from Oamaru's Victorian fate.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules. Go to www.silverhorn.co.nz to order emu oil today.
Oh, help! Don't suffer in silence. Call Sunny Chin, Chi Master Body Technician for structural, muscular, emotional bodywork. Phone 03 4250 606 for all your pain relief.
We need your help to rebuild our animal centre urgently. Please give a little today.
We're a 25 Moray Place, Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focusing on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
My Els and I just love coming to Alex Campbell's. That's my favourite shop. I always get good value here, and good boys really deserve good brands and good quality. Look at these tees. Local beaches on some of them too. This is only for the good boys, the old boys, the young boys. What about some bright shorts for the boys? Excellent.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Grandad loved his family and surfing, in that order. He taught me to surf, and we spent a lot of time in the water together over the years. When he died, I strapped the camera to the nose of his old board and filmed the paddle out at St Clair. Gillian's played the video on the big screen at his funeral. Grandad would have loved having everyone come out one last surf with him.
Gillian's Funeral Services, helping families celebrate the lives of their loved ones for generations. Gillians.co.nz.
Welcome back. 2 young Otago mountain bike riders are among 13 chosen for the newly formed Mountain Bike National Performance Hub in Rotorua. The hub is designed to increase the number and quality of riders feeding into the National High Performance Program. Sam Robbie of Queenstown has been chosen for the Under-19 Downhill group and Phoebe Young of Wanaka for the Under-19 Cross Country group. Here's Mark Price.
16-year-old Phoebe Young is following her dream, biking towards a shot at the World Mountain Biking Championships. Hi, I'm Mark Price on the edge of the Sticky Forest in Wanaka, a popular training ground for mountain bikers. The forest is just a short uphill ride from home for Young, who is in the midst of preparing for her NCEA exams.
I mean, it's actually quite nice because you can go out for a training ride and it's a break from study, but yeah, it's always that question once I leave school, am I going to try and pursue my biking or, yeah, so it's quite hard to, you know, balance it, but I think, you know, follow your dreams, so I'll keep going at it.
Young is one of just 13 young riders who will take part in training camps, which include both on and off the bike programs, sports science and nutrition.
And they're trying to get us to the next level, so world champs, and try to support us on that journey.
Young has already competed nationally and internationally, and on the horizon there is a prospect of making it to the World Champs in Cairns next September, although it's always difficult for athletes to work out exactly where they sit.
It's quite hard, especially being from New Zealand, where it's quite a small population, and then like going over to Europe and stuff, there's huge people racing. So that's quite difficult. You can mainly just judge it when you actually go to a race and then see where you're placed and then you sort of go from there. It's quite hard actually, yeah.
The Rotorua-based hub is led by rider and coach Sam Thompson, and the first training camp is in early December. I'm Mark Price for the South Today.
Oamaru's Victorian precinct attracted crowds of people to its annual fete in the weekend. The event celebrates the area's rich history, and this year the theme was Medicine in the Victorian Era. The 22nd Heritage Bicycle Championships took place on Tyne Street, and there was also a popular stone soaring competition. There were 110 stalls set up, and first-time fete coordinator Frances McMillan says it's been a huge job.
I ended up getting a really good chunk of amazing volunteers, around 20 of us, and we got here at 6 o'clock this morning and we were all running around like crazy things, and it was really great.
The event is a significant feature on Oamaru's calendar and was managed overall by Tourism Waitaki. And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. An unexpected visitor to an Invercargill supermarket caused slight disruption to shoppers as a car crashed through the window. It's a dog day afternoon for these pets who will have less work and more time to play after a local Polytech won a national award for their innovative approach to animal research. It's time now to find out what's going to be inside tomorrow's Otago Daily Times, and we're joined by Phil Somerville. Good evening.
Yes. Hi Rebecca. At this stage the front page picture's an amusing one. A happy ending. A woman, 79-year-old in fact, walking along Anderson's Bay Inlet, and the seal, she thought the seal was walked a bit close to the seal accidentally and got a stir-up and pranced away. Anyway, she was a good sort about what happened, and it looks like Doc's taking care of the seal. Apparently it's been put back in the water 10 times but keeps coming back. Many people have seen it along the foreshore. We've got the supermarkets putting their case before the DCC on the DCC's alcohol rules. That's an interesting issue. There's most people do buy their wine and beer in supermarkets nowadays. Interesting story from the court, speeding ticket. A man has been for 2 years fighting the police on a small speeding ticket, and 2 years later he has apparently won.
Oh, for
so
goodness sake.
I'm looking forward to seeing what that story's about.
How much does that cost?
Yeah, well, he's done it all himself, I understand, but he's certainly been determined. Sometimes those people do get there in the end. Delta's in the news again, $16,000 on consultants to sort of help with their response once all the accusations came out. The travel pages are interesting tomorrow. The big feature about visiting parts of the Lake District where Beatrice Potter came from, which will be interesting, and another big feature on Thailand. The opinion page has 3 very fine columnists and very established one, Gwyn Dyer, about Korea. There's Colin James, politics. He's the most knowledgeable person, most experienced person in depth in politics in New Zealand. And Roy Colbert always has his sort of off-the-wall, amusing style on life. And I should mention too, from Queenstown arose today news of racial slur and a cup of hot coffee being poured over a patron there.
Yes, we heard that earlier. It doesn't sound too pleasant at all, but the police will get to the bottom of it, I'm sure. Thank you, Phil. That's tomorrow's ODT. It's time now for tomorrow's weather.
This weather update proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn's Manuka Honey.
Here is our southern view as taken of windy conditions in Invercargill. To the situation, a mild nor'west flow is here now. Don't get too attached to it though. Cold fronts are going to move over the regions on Wednesday and Thursday. They're accompanied by heavy rain in western parts and cool southwesterly changes in the east. But first, let's look at tomorrow. Nor'westers with some cloud for Balclutha and the Catlins, both on 21. Gusty nor'westers with high cloud increasing for Gore and Lumsden, also on 21 each. To the central and southern lakes outlook, nor'westers with high cloud for Alexandra, Queenstown and Wanaka. Strong nor'westers for Te Anau with late rain at 19 degrees. And to the northern outlook, a little bit warmer up here. Fine with northerlies for Oamaru and Timaru, 24 and 22 apiece. Nor'westers with high cloud for Omarama and Twizel, both on 20. And Dunedin tonight, cloud clearing, gusty sou'westers dying out and a low of 9. Tomorrow, fine with high cloud building late in the day, nor'westers and a high of 24. And on Wednesday, high cloud increasing with gusty nor'westers. Rain and sou'westers though develop in the afternoon, a high of 20. And Invercargill becoming fine with westerlies easing and a low of 10. Tomorrow, fine at first, high cloud increasing during the day with nor'westers becoming strong in the evening, a high of 22. And on Wednesday, a period of rain and strong nor'westers at first, then cold sou'westers developing with rain easing to showers during the afternoon, clearing at night, a high of 15. And that is news from the team here at the South Today for Monday. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.